You fucking C-Team piece of shit.
This is the B-Team intro song. Ow, that was my foot.
A million? Right over this way. There we go.
Hear it.
And right down here, that's Riley. And then over there, that's Macy. And we're the B team. You know what really grinds my gears? Nothing. Nothing bothers me. I'm a perfectly happy person and everything works my way. Except when I'm on social media, scrolling through and watching dirtbags talk shit about my clients.
For everyone listening, you can find us on Instagram, YouTube, and Spotify under B Team Tattoo Podcast. We are also on Apple Music under the same handle, and we appreciate you listening.
Okay, if nobody's got a subject, I want to fucking bring something up. I'm
I have many
curious.
subjects. I am the king.
No sexual weird crap
Oh.
that you. None of that no deck fucking shit.
Fine, we'll go be fucking normal again.
I keep running across all this weird negativity about tattooing on Instagram and Facebook and fucking TikTok, where we get these guys and they're like terrible attitude. They're grumpy about the industry. They're grumpy about all this stuff that's going on. And I just don't get it. I keep running across these guys that are kind of dogging our industry, and they're in it. It's the same classic scenario. They're either behind the counter of a shop and they've got a TikTok meme where someone comes in, a customer comes in and they berate them or treat them like they're idiots, or they're sitting in front of their tattoo station and they've got some shitty thing to say about how the industry isn't the way they want it. I fucking hate it. Am I the only one that's seeing this? Is this coming up in anybody's feeds?
I
Like, what is this
see it,
shitty attitude about tattooing? I don't get it.
I see it less and less because I avoid it and skip
Okay.
over it and such. But we've had a rule at the shop since I fucking took over. You can make a tattoo artist be the ass of the joke, but you do not talk shit about your clients, their decisions, or anything else on your social
Yes.
media. Just because they don't live in this world of tattooing doesn't mean they know. And the reason people like what they like is because that's what's in front of them. So if you want people to be different, teach them the right way that you think it should be done. Just because you don't like the blue eyes on a black and gray lion, don't make it a bad tattoo. It can still be a decent tattoo if you did a decent tattoo. But if you half-ass it, yeah, it's going to be a shitty tattoo. Or better yet, how about you find a way to make it better? Instead of just letting the old boys that you're trying to impress, you're trying to get the old guard to follow you and respect you. So you talk down at your clients and your coworkers and everybody else and talk about how tattooing isn't what it used to be. It never will be. It never has been. It's
Never has
constantly
been.
evolving. It's been evolving since people of different cultures started putting pigment into skin. It's always been evolving. Everything does. If you don't like change, you're probably in the wrong species because that's all humans do is change.
I get confused when I see this on a regular basis. I'm like, is this some new method of popularity where it's like, I'm going to just complain about shit because this, squeaky wheel gets the grease? Or is this like you're kind of saying where they're trying to live up to some imaginary standard? Well, the old guys had a bad attitude, so I'm going to have a bad attitude. I mean, the days of walking in the tattoo shop and, what do you want? Get out of here.
Yeah.
Those things, I thought they were far behind us. And now I see people trying to glorify it for likes, and it just fucking blows my mind.
Yeah, and really, who's liking it? I doubt it's the clients doing it. And if it is the clients liking it, they're liking it out of just needing to fit in, or they have some small sense of they've gotten enough tattoos that they're a part of the industry now, which is great if you feel that in tune with the industry. But man, there's no reason that they should be gleaning the popularity they are unless it is just other tattooers.
I think what it is it's it's the algorithm. It's what gets people's attention. How long ago was it where you would post a photo of your tattoo and it would, get a lot of hits? Now they want videos. People are sick of tattoos on social media. It is a form of advertising. People want content. People want funny content. Especially, state of affairs and all that. It's kind of fun once in a while to look at something fucking funny. Tattooers were not comedy writers. And I see what you're saying, Riley. I totally get it. I think what's happening is people were being rewarded for negative behavior. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with making a joke, but there's content creators and there's tattooers, I guess. The tattooers, they're doing tattoos. I think what it is it's trying to stay relevant. Posting tattoos doesn't work anymore. That's the algorithm. People want these, what is it, Million? You probably do the research on it. They want 5.5-second video clips. You're a smart guy. You know what that stuff is. I don't. But that's what's holding their attention. If you look at some of these videos and viral videos and stuff, they're really fucking stupid. And they make you watch it 5 times. So you can they'll say something and they'll flash something really small that's only there for a half a second. It makes you go rewind it. Then that turns into content. People are getting monetized. Those who want to entertain, by all means. But I agree with you. Quit painting it in such a negative way because, man, you're going to fuck it up for the rest of us that actually enjoy it.
I say, keep doing it. Keep being the asshole. Keep being the dickhead because you're going to do whatever you want anyway. And number 2, who sells more tickets, the clean comic or the dirty comic? People want the shit. They want what really grinds my gears. And sometimes it's more entertaining to see somebody get hit in the nuts. Like a fucking ow my balls will always be funny. They're just doing their version is, somebody's tattoo, something like that. So they're going to keep doing it, whatever. I just think that if you're smart enough, you know how to use that time to educate and just display. And because we're not here to be social media fucking content creators. If that's your goal, why are you in tattooing? Yeah, I think that time for the celebrity tattooer on Instagram, I think that's fading now. There's so many people online doing so many different things.
What do you think, Mace?
As somebody that's coming into tattooing while TikTok has become popular and there is a little bit of pressure to make content, and it is true that showing your face and showing some personality on your page it's a good method for getting clients. A lot of these videos that I'm seeing about taking a dig on your client, gosh, I hate it when they come in at 5 minutes before close and they ask how much a sleeve costs, making jokes about someone who's not in this profession's intellectual grasp at how things work. I think it's really a bummer because they think that they're going to get views and stuff, but I think it was Million said, they're not attracting clients per se. You're attracting engagement from other tattoo artists who can relate to that. I make TikToks and I'm relating to this a little bit because I made one. There was this fad about my betrayal list for XYZ. And I said my betrayal list as a tattoo artist. None of what I said had to do with the client. But even then, I'm gosh, why did I make this list about all of these things that I don't like about that's now I'm thinking about it. I'm wow, that's actually not at all funny. Likely people that are getting their traction from negative views are going to slowly start to lose their clientele and die off. It's a hard conversation to have. And it's never, even when I make videos that I think are funny, my goal is to never make it feel like I resent what I do. I resent the clients that pay for me to do this. What an absolute blessing and privilege that we get to do this. And I think that this is a really valuable topic and it's certainly opening my eye to ways that I could be better. And I have to pee, so.
She's going to go delete that post real quick.
Yeah, she's going to go.
I can't because my phone's on here.
Oh, yeah.
I grew up in the tattoo world here, being a steward of tattooing and thinking of it that way. what's going on in the tattoo world was more collective, I think, than it is today, where it's like, if the guy down the street was doing something dirty, everybody thought we were doing that way. If the guy down the
Absolutely.
street was tattooing without gloves, they just assumed every tattooer is tattooing without
Great
gloves.
fucking point. It's absolutely true because I've had people come in and specifically say, "Well, I know you guys don't like that," and I'm like, "Don't like what?" And they
Yeah.
explain whatever they saw on TikTok or Ink Master, and they're like,
Exactly.
"I have no problem with that."
Yeah.
I know you guys hate like having to move the stencil, but if you can like you move the stencil as many times as you want. You have
Yeah.
to live with it. I'm just installing it. I'm going to
Seen it.
laugh if we end up in the same place we started. But at the same time, yeah, let's make sure you're happy with the fucking decision you're making. Right to my face is like, I know you guys hate it when this happens. I'm like, no, I don't. Don't bother me at all.
About 10 years ago, I remember I took a class from a tattooer that was way far advanced than I was. And I made some realizations then that changed my entire tattoo business and the way I dealt with customers and the way our shops dealt with customers at the time. And I realized some true things then that are just as true now. Every customer that comes in the door has already cost me $100 to freaking get them there, and I want it back. That was one thing that I realized was absolutely true. 2, 7 out of 10 customers that come in my door have already had a bad experience in one way or another. They went into a shop and had a bad experience with the artist. They didn't get the tattoo they wanted. They couldn't get the touch up they wanted, whatever the case is. And now it's amplified to a point where it's like you said, I've got clients that are coming in the door of my shop that are already apologizing for the tattoos they want because the content on Facebook told them that we don't like them. That's not fair. But what I don't see is the pushback of positivity. Like, why aren't more artists publishing more content that's positive about tattooing, that's positive about how awesome and fulfilling? Maisie's absolutely right. Every day that we get to tattoo is a fucking blessing. But we don't see that. And is that because of it's not clickbait or what? Or is it just simply just a bad habit for tattoo artists to be negative?
I think it's number one, a bad habit. It's easy to be negative.
Okay.
Negativity breeds more negativity, things like that.
Yeah.
I think it's also a laziness.
Okay.
Or busyness, whatever you want to call it. But also, just they don't necessarily at the front of their mind. I think there's plenty of people out there that are willing to do that kind of stuff. They just never thought about it. And honestly, until you talked about, how setting a good example with clean standards and things like that back, 10, 20 years ago was what we all strive to do so that we all looked good. That's the same thing happening now. And yeah, we should get off our asses and start making content that either debunks or overturns a lot of those assumptions. And there's a nice way to do it without like bagging on your competition or your coworkers or anything like that. There's a smart way to do it, but yeah, it's got to be done. I'm definitely going to move forward on doing it. I think everybody else should too.
Fact of the matter is, we are in the service business. We are in the service industry, no matter how you cut it. We're not here to feed our egos. If you're on the B team, I guess you understand that we are here to serve our clients. But the fact that somebody's hiring you for your service puts you in the service industry, period.
We're in the people business and tattooing is just a side effect because that's really how it feels. We're dealing with them people, what they want, their needs, and everything else. And the end result might be a tattoo on their body, but the only way you're going to make a good career out of it is by getting them back in the chair a second time.
The people that are out here that are posting these different posts where they're grumpy, shitty to their clients, super hypercritical of whatever. Maybe that is for likes or posts or whatever the hell, or maybe it is bad habits or something like that. But I'm not unrealistic to the fact that they're really like that.
There's a good chance that mommy didn't hug him or daddy hugged him too much. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not unrealistic to that side effect. Like, I think of like when we do the Evergreen show, we don't allow everybody to come into that show. It's not because we're snobs, and it's not because we think we're better than anybody else. It's because we have standards. There's a couple reasons. One, Not everybody can fit. There's a very limited amount of room, and it's very hard to get in there just simply because of that. But we have very high standards, super high standards. And that is not just characterized by the level of art that you could produce or tattooing. There are many other standards that come into that. You're a great tattoo artist, you're a world famous tattoo artist. You come in there with a bad attitude and you're shitty to the people around you, you are not coming back. You'll be lucky if you survive the weekend. I would personally throw your ass out of that room. I've done it many fucking times. I don't care if you're super famous. If you're a shitty person, I don't want you there. When I see the guy that's doing that, I think that is probably his reality. Like for that artist that's represented himself so poorly and treating people so badly and being disrespectful, that's his reality where he is. He doesn't think that the rules apply to him. He doesn't think he has to play by the same rules. He doesn't think he has to be courteous to people or respectful. So he's not. So the artist that's on TikTok or whatever, I think of it the same way. If he's on TikTok and he's dissing the customers, it's because he doesn't respect his customers. It's not an act. He just truly doesn't respect them. He doesn't like them, and he doesn't care if it affects his bottom line, your bottom line. It's sad that there would be people in this business that they pretend to covet tattooing so much and care about tattooing so much, but then on the same hand are self-defeating. Well, I'm so popular now and everybody loves my tattoos that I can fucking get away with what I want. Because on the B team, we know you can't.
There might be some self-sabotage in there. I don't deserve this kind of mentality, maybe.
Sure.
Maybe some of that. But that's some extracurricular Freudian shit that is beyond my podunk Nodakian mind.
I'm gonna be sensitive here. Could you guys think of other peers in the tattoo business over the last 20 years that had this, yep, I knew it, that had this bad attitude that became successful and made a lot of money and progressed or grew in popularity to a point that we would know their name household wise?
Not a one.
No.
No.
Not a one.
And I can see their faces and I know they're spiraling down.
Okay. I think any tattoo artist that's been around that just listened to that part of the podcast, like 4 people that they know just popped it. They're like, that son of a bitch. You know,
Yeah.
that negativity, I think, affects a lot more than just that outside perspective outlook.
Yeah, I agree. You live in the environment that you create. You know, oh, why does this always happen to me? Why does this? If you looked at the common denominator, maybe you're the asshole. Maybe it's fucking you.
Tattooing is something so special. It's a privilege. As Riley says, it's one of the 3 most intimate things you'll ever do in your life, right next to sex and murder. And we hold a lot of power to put something so impactful and permanent on somebody's body. And with that comes a lot of responsibility. And if you don't conduct yourself properly, it's not going to be good for you.
Right.
Or your clients, and that's horrible.
We were doing tattoo show, and Josh came over and got me, and he goes, "Hey, come on, we're gonna handle some shit." And I was like, "Oh, we're gonna fucking fight." And we go out to the front of this tattoo show, and it got like a snack bar where people are getting hot dogs and hamburgers and shit like that. And there's a guy ordering some food. He's got a glove on. Josh goes, "Why is that guy wearing a fucking glove? If that's a tattoo artist, I'm going to beat the shit out of that guy." And I was like, "Oh, damn." Yeah, you guys are all going like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it." And he's like, "I'm going to ask that guy as soon as he steps away, I'm going to go square him away and see what the fuck is going on." And I was like, "I got you, bro. I'll back you up." He's not trying to be hostile. He was never a hostile person or looking for any kind of aggression. He was standing up for the whole of the tattoo community, not only artists, safety standards, and the public all at one time. He was just so emotionally flustered at the thought that this tattoo artist was still wearing a glove. You guys can picture this, right? You got it. The guy goes, "Oh, no. I just got tattooed. I got my hand tattooed by an artist inside, and he didn't want me to bio anything out, so he told me to wear this glove." That's not exactly a bad idea, is it?
No.
It's brilliant.
It's pretty brilliant.
Yeah.
We were
It's not
kind of
an
taken
ideal
back.
bandage, but
It's not the ideal bandage. However, it's not completely out of bounds. Like honestly, the only thing that I didn't do right was maybe put a piece of tape or something across the top.
seal it off.
Smart. That's
Right?
super smart.
If he would have put like a piece of tape or something around the top, we would have known that it was a makeshift bandage to keep his keep this guy from cross-contaminating. And so we were like, oh, I'm sorry. We thought you were a tattoo artist and you were maybe bioing everything out. And he was like, no. And so we were like, who's your artist? And he told us. So we stepped off, and Josh's like, boy, I'm sure glad I didn't lose my shit. You know? But we went and found the artist and talked to him about it. And he was very sensible. He was like, look, if I put a bandage on this guy, he's going to be here all day. He's having a beer and a hot dog. It's going to come off. And then he's going to have this open wound and it's going to be. So I just thought I'd put a glove on him. And that's what we came up with. Well, could you put a piece of tape across it? Sure. Sure shit. We see that guy like 20 minutes later and he's got a piece of tape around the top.
I call that the Michael Jackson glove.
Beat it.
Shimona.
Shimona. Anyway, so sometimes when you look at stuff from one point of view, you're like, it's easy to jump to conclusions and get aggressive and think about other stuff. Then in hindsight, you're like, that was a brilliant idea. Maybe it wasn't executed perfectly, and maybe it wasn't the best idea. I'm sure there's 20 tattoo artists that's like, I would have done it this way. And you're probably right too. But in this case, at a tattoo show on the road,
Yeah, it's an example of not having enough facts and deriving the truth from not having enough facts.
I get yelled at constantly by Maisie over stuff like this because she just goes, "Oh, Riley's an idiot. He did this weird thing, and look at he's
I mean,
chewing
she's
on a
not
pencil."
out of line.
Well, I'm doing the best I can. I'm on the B team, and I'm doing the best I can. I'm not on the C team.
Yeah, you're doing great.
All right, guys, we're 40 minutes into this. How do you feel about this episode?
I got a mission now.
All right.
Yeah, I do too. There's 3 things I'm going to do differently after this episode. Number 1, I'm going to take down that video of my betrayal list for the tattoo industry. Number 2, I'm going to make an updated version of X amount of things that I don't mind as your tattoo artist.
That's
and
good.
Number 3, when I do the Michael Jackson glove, Scentsy wrap around the top.
Exactly. That's all you got to do.
I never thought of that. Brilliant.
So on this episode of the B Team, we were talking about all these people that are hating and painting our tattoo industry in such a negative light. Here's my challenge to you, Million, Maisie, and the other 3 listeners. My challenge to you is to post a positive video. Post a video of you moving the stencil 97 times. Post a feel-good fucking video and tag us, B-Team Tattoo Podcast, and we'll post it on our page. I want to see whatever you guys can do. Let's change this. Let's get rid of the negativity. Post something positive, and I'll bet your views will go way up.
Oh,
Yeah.
Garrett.
I love it, Garrett.
Brilliant.
I love it.
And we
Brilliant.
specifically are not going to challenge Riley because he doesn't robot.
No,
No,
he does not.
I don't
He has
robot-
someone else that does it.
I
for
could
him.
have someone do it for me.
Here we are. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you didn't,
Nobody
I
cares.
don't give a shit. Nobody
Yeah,
cares.
nobody gives a damn what you think. Yeah.
Fucking C Team can suck it. Hey, don't forget to post those videos that I just talked about.